Introduction. Ransomware activity in Q2 of 2025 has shown a significant decline compared to the previous quarter. We have observed a total of 1,488 successful ransomware attacks between April 1st and June 30th. Compare that to the 2,461 attacks we observed in Q1. This represents a 40% decline in activity. Despite this decline, there was still a successful ransomware attack every 87 minutes. We've seen a total of 75 ransomware groups operating within Q2. This is up slightly from 74 in Q1. There does appear to have been a focus on sectors with a sensitivity to operational disruption this quarter, things like healthcare and manufacturing being two of the top 3 industries hit, along with education, government and energy all showing growth as well, to a lesser degree. Chilin is the threat actor with the most successful ransomware attacks this quarter, with 176 in total. They are followed by Acura with 139 and Play with 124. Chilin was the most active within the healthcare and technology sectors. While Klopp was extremely active last quarter, they have not been as active recently. This may be due to them still working through the backlog of victims from exploiting Clio Harmony back in February. Lockbit updates. In recent months, 2 major ransomware groups were quietly hacked, and both attacks featured the same obscure message: "Don't do crime, XOXO from Prague." No one has come forward to take responsibility at the time of this recording. In April, the Everest Group's leak site was defaced, and then in May, Lockbit's affiliate panel was also updated with the odd message. The Lockbit breach also leaked internal data and crypto wallet addresses. Theories are currently circulating that it may have been a rival gang or potentially even law enforcement. However, no one has actually taken credit for either attacks, which are very likely by the same individual or group. Healthcare. Between April 1st and June 30th, 2025, the healthcare sector experienced 95 successful ransomware attacks, making it the 3rd most targeted industry during this period. They are following manufacturing and tech at 157 and 136 incidents respectively. Across the broader ransomware landscape, a healthcare organization is now hit with a successful attack roughly every 22 hours. Groups like Chilin and others continue to exploit healthcare's operational urgency, which pressures victims to pay quickly, avoiding disruptions to patient care or data exposure. The impact of each incident, however, tends to be disproportionately high compared to other industries, leading to care delays, system outages, and regulatory complications. Chilin have been the most prolific group this quarter, primarily targeting high-impact and operationally critical industries. Manufacturing led all sectors, followed by technology and healthcare, reflecting Chilin's focus on data-sensitive and disruption-prone environments. Transportation and logistics and education were also notable targets. A full breakdown of their operational target industries can be seen in the full report. Chilin have also demonstrated consistent growth through the first half of 2025, with attack volumes rising steadily each month. They started with a relatively low number of incidents in January, activity nearly doubled by February, remained stable through March and April, followed by a sharp increase in May, and then finally June marked the group's most active month, with over 75 recorded attacks. The vulnerabilities we've observed the group using are as follows: CVE 2023-4966, aka Citrix Bleed, CVE 2023-27532, which is in themed backup credential access, CVE 2025-31161, an authentication bypass in Crush FTP, CVE 2025-31324 in SAP NetWeaver. Interestingly enough as well, we observed that this was exploited at least 3 weeks before public disclosure, showing that the Chilin group most likely had early access to a 0-day. CVE 2025-32756, which allows for unauthenticated remote code execution in several Fortinet products. The full list of exploited vulnerabilities is also available in the report, along with a breakdown of their currently active infrastructure. Q2 conclusion. The second quarter of 2025 has marked a complex and transitional period in the ransomware landscape. While overall attack volume has declined significantly, threat activity remained widespread, with critical sectors such as healthcare, government, and education continuing to face sustained pressure. Despite the slowdown in raw numbers, the frequency of attacks and the strategic focus of the top ransomware groups indicate that the threat remains both adaptive and persistent. Chelan have emerged as the most active ransomware group this quarter, steadily increasing its operations and overtaking previously dominant groups such as Clop. Their consistent targeting of high-impact industries, exploitation of newly discovered vulnerabilities, and technical adaptability demonstrate that there is a clear evolution in capability and reach. At the same time, the temporary absence of Clop from top rankings, despite its history of impactful exploit-driven campaigns, highlights the cyclical and opportunistic nature of ransomware group activity. Sectors like healthcare continue to experience frequent and damaging incidents, underscoring the need for targeted, resilient strategies. Meanwhile, the recent breaches of ransomware infrastructure, such as the defacement of Everest and Lockbit, hint that threat actors themselves are not immune to disruption, though the sources of these countermeasures remain unknown. In summary, Q2 2025 presented fewer attacks overall, but increased complexity in attacker behavior, tooling, and targeting. Organizations must remain proactive, adaptable, and intelligence-driven in their defensive strategies as ransomware continues to evolve.